The All Ireland now. We're going to move now to the All Ireland Senior Football Championship, and I know it's the start of the year, and everybody thinks they've got a great opportunity. But I'm just going to go through a few of them here. Look, it's the usual suspects. It's Dublin's 15-8, Mayo 9-2, Kerry 11-2, Cork 7, Donegal 8, Tyrone 16, and then the nearest after that is Kildare 33-1. What do you think of those odds?
Yeah, well, once again, the one that jumps out at me is Cork at 7-1. Although they were beating the All Ireland under 21 final last year with Galway, I just don't think the players coming through will be as good as the players that have recently retired. So I wouldn't have them as high as 7-1. Donegal at 8-1. They'll be hurting a lot from last year. Can they bounce back? They certainly, have the big game experience over the last couple of years of playing and producing it. Tyrone still at 16-1 are value for me. They'll always be thereabouts come the later stages of the All Ireland. But I have to look at my own county, Armagh at 80-1. They are playing.
I even have to pause it. 80-1. I can't believe some of the teams that are in front of Armagh.
Yeah, well, neither can I, if I'm totally honest. And they are playing a Cavan team in the first round of the championship in Armagh, who are 40-1. And Cavan are maybe 41 on the back of last year's performance and their run the championship, which is fair enough. But Armagh against Cavan this year, I certainly believe will be a lot harder for Cavan to come out with the result. I'm not saying they won't win the match, but Armagh will push them all the way this year. And when you look at Down and Galway at 50-1 above them, I certainly believe that Armagh are as good or can certainly compete with these teams. So 80-1 would be a good outside bet for me, and quarter-finals, semi-final stage is certainly achievable for Armagh.
Right, we're going to stop flying at Armagh flags. We've enough trouble with flags nowadays. But anyway, they're 80-1.
Just move away from the flag.
But Dublin 15-8. Is that your tip for the All Ireland again? Do you think they can retain it, which would be a marvellous achievement if they did?
Yeah, Dublin are the benchmark. They've set the standard over the last couple of years, and certainly last year they produced the goods in the National League and the All Ireland series. At 15-8, yes, they're rightly so. They are a lot of people's favourites, and they take a very good team to topple Dublin this year, or next year. Who's capable of doing it? You have to look at Mayo, Kerry under day are certainly capable of doing it. I still believe Tyrone under day can beat Dublin as well, but at the minute Dublin are still above every other team in the county, and they're setting the standards in terms of ability and fitness as well.
I'm sort of fed up with Mayo, but I know Mayo people got on my case last year, but
why was that?
Because Mayo promised so much and then deliver so little. And people think I was against Mayo. I'm not against Mayo. I have in-laws and outlaws from Mayo. You know what I mean? And I know what they're like. But look, even the reaction on All Ireland Day from Mayo people after they lost was, we lost the All Ireland for someone.
I think players and fans alike, can be very frustrating to be from Mayo on occasions, but certainly, they're consistently getting to the finals, and the more they get the finals, someday they're going to eventually win one. And if that's all you can ask from a player's point of view, is that they keep pushing themselves to the limit to try to get there. And as I said, they were only beat last year by a point, and they are still an improving side, and they've got a fantastic manager in James Horn. So I still believe that he can maybe squeeze a wee bit more life out of this Mayo team, and they'll certainly be thereabouts this year again.
So would you put the two finalists, the winner Dublin and Mayo, would be as a dark horse? Would that be your choice, or whatever they got?
Mayo was a dark horse. I think a team that could surprise a lot of people this year would be Derry. 40-1 in the betting there. A team full of potential and talent, and big and strong as well, and can certainly mix it with the best. And Fergal Doherty back in the side this year as well, a good experience midfielder, and I think they could be a surprise package for a lot of people, and could go a long distance in the championship.